What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Gaming with the Bros Cast, episode 92. My name is Harrison, and I'm joined by my brother Nick, as always. Nick, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, man? Today, what's today? Today is September the 20th. It's a great day. Great day to be alive.
Yeah. We're almost 3 weeks into September, and we have not gotten a direct yet. I'll get away.
As planned.
Odie, thank you for the follow. But yeah,
thank you.
I honestly, just before we even get started, I think there's gonna be a direct this week. I know we say it every week, but I got a feeling, man. I got a feeling.
You can't kick off the podcast on the rumor mill. Because where is it going to go from there?
There's no rumor mill here, man. So the OLED comes out the 8th alongside with Metroid Dread. They got to have some sort of like last minute, last kind of promotion, right? So that's my thoughts. I'm not judging it on any other speculation. I just think that's my honest thoughts on it.
I thought the same thing about WarioWare, though. I thought they were going to push that one more time. Since that was more of a low-key game.
I don't know. I feel like WarioWare just needs like a trailer or something on YouTube, which I think they did. I don't think they really got to put. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a budget-esque game, I guess. It was like $50 or whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, what do you show? Like the whole fun about that game is exploring like all the cool mini games, right? So
yeah, that's true.
If you spoil that kind of stuff, it kind of ruins it. But before we jump into gaming and all that nonsense, what is this, a gaming podcast, Nick? I mean,
hell no, it's not a gaming podcast. This is a lifestyle podcast.
Lifestyle, baby. Nick, how was your week?
It was kind of a slow moving week. I feel like I've still been recovering from the bachelor trip, dude. I really do, and I'm feeling better now. Went to the gym this morning.
Cool.
Felt great. Back into the groove. Started this week off strong. Feeling really good. I randomly gave blood this weekend.
Okay. There was like what reason?
Well, there was a blood truck outside of our building.
Oh, dude.
And I was like, hey, we should go do that. We should go get some blood.
Have you ever given blood before?
Yeah, I've given blood a few times. Okay. And have you done it before? It's pretty.
Oh no, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
You scared? Is it the needles or is it the blood coming out of your body?
I think it's the fact that like blood is supposed to stay in my body, and like when it comes out, yeah, I just don't feel great.
You're gonna love this then. So because I guess I'm a veteran. Okay. They asked me. They said, "Hey, do you want to give more blood?" There's like, "Do you want to give double the amount of blood?" I was like, "Yeah." What does that mean? Like, what am I losing here? They said, well, we're just going to we're going to take your blood and we're going to put the platelets and cells back in your body. I was like, okay. So they hooked me up. They put like a little compression thing on my arm. And once that thing.
So what are they just getting, like plasma then? Like
yeah,
what's the difference between like giving blood and giving plasma? Like, I don't really know the difference.
They're just getting my blood. I think they were giving me my plasma and my cells back. My white blood cells. So what they do is they hook me up and they said, once this thing starts contracting on your arm, you need to start squeezing. And that's when the blood comes out. And then once the mechanism stops, contracting on your arm, you stop squeezing. And that's when the machine will send the plasma and cells back into your body. And it kind of freaked me out the first time this happened because it's not red. It's like a yellow liquid and you can kind of see it, but it's flowing into your body. And then, the mechanism will start contracting again. And then you squeeze, you see the blood like slowly start to come out. And then finally it starts flowing. And then I went through that process like 3 times and it felt weird having like cells and plasma go back into my body. Like it definitely felt different than just regularly giving blood. But
so you could like feel it go into your veins or whatever.
Yeah. Or at least I thought I could.
Yeah, there's no way in hell. Like I mean, 6 years ago, I got diagnosed with like hyperthyroidism, whatever. nothing crazy or nothing, but pretty much every time I go to the doctor, I have to like get blood, or get blood drawn so they can test that, make sure everything's fine or whatever. I'm in my normal levels, and I hate it every time. I've gotten used to it now, but like the first couple times, like I started to like white out. Like I had to sit there for a minute and get water. Granted, I probably didn't eat anything that day also, so like that probably did not help.
It definitely didn't help.
So now like I make sure like I eat decent before I go, but I just couldn't do it. Like if my blood was like, if there was a zombie apocalypse and my blood was the cure, screw y'all.
You heard it here first.
No, they probably have to put me under, and then they can take all they want. But
yeah. They told me that like just a normal batch of blood that you give is about 600 calories worth. So they're like, Jesus. Okay, you need to eat like 1,200 caliries to make up for all the blood that we've taken. And I didn't really feel lightheaded or anything at all, but Alicia and I we went to go get hot pot after giving blood, so I ate my calories back. And
nice.
Yeah, it kind of does like throw off your day though, because like they're like, okay, don't drink for a little bit, and you can't do any like heavy lifting,
like don't drink water or anything.
Don't drink alcohol.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. And then don't do any like strenuous activity for 24 hours. And later that night, I like went up to the parking deck and skateboarded for like 30 minutes. And like after like 2 minutes in, I was like, okay, I need to slow my roll here, because
that's probably not a great idea, Nick. Skateboarding is probably pretty strenuous to the body.
Yeah, no kidding. So yeah, fun weekend. How was your week?
It was good. I mean, kind of get back into the groove of working again, and all that good stuff. It was weird going back to work. I missed 2 days work, but still, like, just getting back into the grind of sitting at my desk all day at my home. It was
yeah.
But it was a good week. My buddy Eric, Eric, he's coming down next weekend. On Saturday, he had like texted me at the blue over the batch trip. He had saw like a band live, Drugs. I don't know if you remember them.
Yeah.
But yeah, he saw them live, and he texted me, and then he's like, "Man, I miss you." And I was like, "All right, well," and he's like, "I live in Durham." He's like, "It's like an hour away," and I was like, "Awesome." And he's like, "All right, I'm gonna come over this weekend." I was like, "Cool deal, dude. Come over." I was like, my neighbors are throwing a party, so it's a good time.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, other than that, yeah, pretty solid week. Been liking the fact that football's back on, so I've been watching a ton of football, which I think is probably why I haven't played so many games, just because like I've been spending most of my Sunday watching that, and then Mondays and Thursdays, of course. So yeah, watching some football. I am on a fantasy league technically, but we didn't do it last year. But the Yahoo Sports app like automatically renews it, and I just happened to open it up, and like I saw my players, and like was benching people and swapping them out. So I'm not playing against anybody, but it's still fun.
You're just keeping score. Pretty
much, yeah. Like it. Yeah, no one's actually playing, so like they may start a player that's on IR or bench or something like that. So yeah.
So are you playing against bots?
Well, no, it's actual people technically, but like it auto drafted for everybody, including me, because I totally forgot about it. So like I'm playing against actual people, but they aren't doing anything, if that makes sense. They're not actually like messing with their team or anything, because I guess they probably forgot, right?
Yeah.
And I just happened to get a notification. I was like, oh, let me check this out. So
that's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. I haven't played fantasy in like 2 years, and I really miss it because it's a lot of fun.
I'm on a league this year, but I'm just endlessly terrible at fantasy. So it's not even worth me talking about.
Yeah, it's fun. Like it adds like, because like my team is the Panthers, 2-0 baby. But it's fun watching. It gives you like a reason to watch other games. Besides just watching like kind of the bigger shootout games. But yeah. But yeah, that was my week. You want to jump into what we've been playing
before we do, Harrison?
Oh yeah, I have to hear about the PS5.
All right, so for those of you who are unaware, last month I was able to order a PS5 from Walmart. So I haven't gotten it yet, and I need to go through this timeline with everybody just to make sure I'm not crazy.
Get it off your chest, bro.
Yeah. So I ordered my PS5 on August 25th in that drop. But like the week before that, on August 12th, there was another drop that a lot of people also ordered a PS5 from. And so I placed my order on the 25th, and it said the delivery was going to be September 18th. So roughly 3 weeks after.
Which is fair. I mean,
which is fine. It's fine. And then, time goes by. I'm online. I get online sometimes. So sometimes I'm online and I see people talking about their PS5 orders, and they're like, I ordered mine on the 12th and haven't gotten it. Or I ordered mine on August 5th and haven't gotten it either. So I started to get a little bit worried because if they're not getting theirs, then I'm not getting mine. So it comes around like September 10th, around that week, kind of the week before I'm supposed to get it. And I come across this Reddit page called PS5 Shipping. And it's just a bunch of people that ordered from Walmart on August 12th and August 25th. And they're like, I haven't heard anything. I haven't gotten any shipping information or anything. So I reached out to Walmart customer service chat. I was like, hey, my PS5 is supposed to be here like in a few days, and I have not had a single update on it. I was like, can you just give me some sort of update? It's like something. And they're like, yeah, it's definitely going to arrive by that date. For sure, it's definitely going to arrive. If it doesn't, reach out to us again. So, and for the record, so a lot of people ordered on August 25th, and depending on when they ordered, what time, it was either going to ship out or it was either going to arrive on September 16th, 17th, or 18th. So September 16th rolls around, which is not the date I'm supposed to get it. But I was, checking out that Reddit page. Yeah. We're like, yeah, I just got a delay email this morning.
Oh, God.
Saying that it's kind of delayed indefinitely. I was like, okay, so that's definitely going to happen to me. So the 17th rolls around, see another wave of people getting delay emails. 18th rolls around. That's when mine's supposed to come. That morning, I get an email and I reach out to customer service, and they're like, so I reached out a couple times. I'm going to say this. I reached out a couple times and got different people. One person said, of
course,
it's coming on the 28th of September. Another person said it's coming on the 20th of September. And then another person said it's coming sometime this week, and here's a 5% discount on your order. I was like, all right, it's not bad.
Yeah, 5% for a $500+ dollar machine. Yeah.
And I get the reps really have no control and really don't know what's going on with these shipments. Yeah. But what really pissed me off is a lot of people started getting cancellation emails for their orders.
Oh God.
Like a decent amount of people after, waiting a month, and on Friday of last week, Walmart had a shadow drop of another batch of PS5s. And those PS5s are already shipping out.
They're
already on the way.
Oh my gosh.
So I've just been on this Reddit page, and people have been reaching out to customer service and complaining and stuff. And I'm just trying to get a damn update on when to expect it. I'm fine with waiting. If it would have been, a month and a half wait from the get-go, and okay, whatever, I know I'm going to get it on that date. But there's just no communication, and I still don't know when I'm going to get it. But I've been, because I feel like I'm crazy at this point. I've been looking at the Reddit page again tonight, and people are like, okay, they're finally shipping out. I got a confirmation that, my PS5 that I ordered on August 25th is shipping out. So hopefully in the next day or two, mine will also be shipped out.
So my question is, have you paid the full amount for this thing?
It did that thing where it charges you when you
make sure you have it, right?
Yeah. So no, I have not paid for it.
Okay. Yeah, that's totally bogus. I just don't understand why they would. I mean, if they didn't have the inventory,
and that's what one of the reps said. They said we sold more than we had on hand. I was like, why would you do that?
that I can chalk it up to like, okay, you're just over ambitious and you thought that maybe you would get more.
Maybe PlayStation said, hey, we're sending more.
The fact that like they shadow dropped those other ones and then they went out and people got their orders.
Like, meanwhile, they were canceling other orders from earlier.
What? Like, you know, dude, I don't know. I don't really mess with Walmart that much as far as ordering stuff. You know, I bought my Series X from Target. I got my OLED from Best Buy.
Mm-hmm. Best Buy is the best place to get it.
Yeah, I think so too. You know, Target. I mean, it delivered.
Target's good too. I mean,
yeah, it delivered right on time.
Everywhere except for Walmart.
Yeah, they updated me periodically. You know, granted that was a pre-order versus, you know, no inventory, right? So it's a little bit of a different circumstance. But yeah, that's totally messed up though. Oh my God. I'd be so mad. Just not because like I would necessarily want it, because obviously you want the PS5, like, but it's just the fact that like there's nothing, no communication unless you have to reach out. And they're like,
and like you get something different every time. You know?
Yeah, which I mean, to the reps, I mean, they probably have no idea. They're probably finding out the information as soon as you call in, or you know. So it's like it's not their fault, but it's like, man,
no.
What are y'all doing over there? Yeah, that's rough.
I even sent a tip to IGN like via email. Like, I sent them the screenshot of the rep saying that
not to buy from Walmart.
Oh man, I'm just tired of waiting on things.
Yeah,
and I know that's very like it's very first world problem.
Right, of course.
I know. I don't know, man.
Well, you get used to that Amazon. Like, you get that 1 day delivery or like 2 day delivery for most of everything.
Yeah, it kind of spoils you if
it definitely spoils you when you order it from these other basic companies.
I know, and it just makes me even more frustrated when like I see like people getting them from PlayStation directly or from GameStop or Target, and those get shipped out like the day after they order them.
Yeah,
like why did I do this?
Yeah, because I mean, you could have, you might have been able to. The fact that you got the pre-order, you know, you thought it was guaranteed, but now it's like kind of up in the air whether
will it get canceled.
You could have spent time like looking at, you know, other places, right? Best Buy.
I could have gotten
Sony
GameStop
directly, GameStop, something, you know. So yeah, that sucks. I man, Christmas is going to be a nightmare this year.
Yeah. For
sure. Like I wouldn't even, if I don't know, maybe by next month, if you haven't got your hands on a PS5, don't even try.
Yeah. I mean, it might get better. You know, I heard there's going to be like actual in-store stock available like at Best Buy.
Better hire some security guards, man.
Yeah.
I bet they will.
Oh, I bet. I mean,
because like I've been to Best Buy a couple times, and like they have even like notices on the doors like, we do not sell PS5s here. Like you have to purchase everything online.
Yeah,
like you cannot pre-order in store or purchase in store. It has to be online. So
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's been a wild like year, and you know the Series X. I mean, I know the S's are popping up here, you know, here and there a little bit more frequently than the X and the PS5, but. I mean, geez, you can't find anything. It's crazy.
It's
like I'm so thankful that we both got the Series X like when we did, because like we got so lucky.
Imagine if one of us was still looking for like a Series X.
Yeah, like
crazy.
And I knew the PS5 would be crazy to get a hold of.
And like the problem is it would have been crazy in any environment.
Regardless. Yeah, even with like COVID restrictions and the chip shortage and all that stuff. So,
but COVID just made it so much worse.
You gotta think like, I mean, the last generation was pretty long, and like the 360 generation was super long. Like I wonder, I don't know. I think Microsoft said that they're still going to develop like the next console, that this isn't the last, but like I wonder if like this COVID stuff is going to shorten this generation of consoles, or if it's going to push it out. Like, I wonder what direction that's going to go.
I would imagine it would push it out.
You think so?
Because they're having to delay all these games that they've developed for a PS5, a Series X.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure they have like a 5-year timeline of games that they have in development, and that's just constantly getting shifted back, I'm imagining.
Yeah.
Unless they just launch them simultaneously on PS5, PS6.
Yeah. But, yeah, I don't know. It's been a interesting to keep an eye out on this year.
Technology. It's hard to get a hold of.
1H1D, thank you for the follow.
Hey, what's up? This is Harrison. I don't know if you've heard of 1H1D, but it's a Game Pass podcast where they will randomly use the surprise me option, and they'll play a Game Pass game for an hour and decide whether it's good.
Oh, that's a pretty unique idea.
Yeah,
I know. Like Netflix has that kind of thing too, where like they'll pick like a very popular episode of a show and just play that for you. I don't know how I feel about that. That's a little weird, but like the Game Pass thing, that makes like total sense. I feel like that's a really good idea.
Especially since it's just always expanding too.
Yeah, I feel like I should use that because I've never utilized that feature.
I'm scared to use it.
But like I've also like played a lot of I don't know. There's a lot of games that I haven't played, but on Game Pass. But
my problem is that like I've at least like looked at every game.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I've done like the board scroll through Game Pass, just like looking for something I could play.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You want to move on? So, any last thoughts on your PS5 debacle?
Hopefully, I get one.
Yeah, hopefully too, man. I want to hear your impressions because I'm probably gonna wait until the revision for it, unless nothing comes out, and maybe that gets pushed out.
Probably.
Like I'll probably pick it up whenever God of War comes out. That's probably like the quote unquote killer app, that you got to have, right?
It's next year.
Yeah, next year, hopefully.
It's sooner rather than later.
Yeah, like 1H1D Game Pass. Yeah, there's so many games that through just not wanting to have to buy them necessarily, or games that just that were completely under my radar, like A Plague's Tale, which Nick is going to talk about here in a second. Like that, yeah. I've always wanted to play it, and it's Game Pass just allows you to do so.
I got one from Costco. Nice. I just got my Costco membership today.
Let me know how that is, because I had been very interested in getting one.
Me and Elisa actually just booked our honeymoon through Costco.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
They have some good deals.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I might have to look into Costco. We've been thinking about it for a while.
It's good if you have a family. It's good for family.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's not necessarily far away, but it's quite a hike. Well, not really a hike, but like our food line is like less than a mile away, so it's just convenient. And usually food line has like pretty good deals.
They get deals
for the for the kind of foods we make throughout the week. But yeah, let's jump into the segment of what we've been playing this week. I will go first, Nick, because I have not actually been playing a lot, just because of football, and just kind of not necessarily falling out of gaming right now, but just I've been wanting to play some more Switch stuff, but my son is eating up my Switch time. I did purchase the 2-pack, the dual pack of Child of Light and Valiant's Heart, I think it's what it's called.
Yeah.
The Great War or whatever. Yeah. I played both of those games, and they're both fantastic, but I wanted them on the Switch, and they were like $7 for both of them.
Oh, that's pretty good.
So I picked it up, and I started playing Valiant Heart, and Kellen was like, "What is this game?" I was like,
"It's like I want to play Mario.
Do you want to play something?" He's like, "Yeah, all right, man. It's all right." So yeah, I picked that up, so I'll probably play some more of that. But I finally picked up Sekiro. I've been saying for months that I was going to do so. Yeah, I'm probably done with it.
Dude, what?
So like, okay, well,
did you get mad?
Yes and no. Like I didn't rage or anything, but also Sekiro and like any kind of Soulsborne games, like it's kind of hard to jump back into it a year later.
Yeah.
Or 2 years later. There's so many systems involved in that game, especially with Sekiro. And I was on like a very difficult boss, which I've almost got down. Like I had a couple of hits left and he just ended up murdering me. And I was like, you know what? I pushed myself through Mario doing that level. I pushed myself through that Yeti fight and Death's Door. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do this to myself. I'm not going to. So I was like, I'm going to put it down.
Well, you're not going to quit, or you're not going to keep going?
I'm probably not going to keep going for right now. I may eventually pick it back up. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
It's really good.
I know it's really good. I know it's good. But I don't know. I just don't want to like.
I mean, if that fight is gonna turn you off, then I'd imagine the final boss would put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, but it's also it's not like within a couple tries, like after I remembered the systems and fought a couple of just regular enemies and did the parry and stuff and kind of got that down. Like I got him down to like almost a couple of hits, so like I know I can definitely do it. It's just perseverance, but
yeah,
I don't know. I don't have it in me right now.
That's okay. I'm trying to gear myself up for Demon Souls, so
yeah,
I'm just trying.
And also, like I can persevere through like a new game, right? Like that's a brand new game. So like, and I know like Elden Ring is gonna be hard too. So,
but it's just going back.
It's going back. Yeah, it's hard. I thought about just restarting it, but I was already pretty far, and I just didn't want to do that. So,
I mean, I did the same thing with Bloodborne. Tried to go back and fight the last DLC boss.
Yeah,
like, dude, no, I can't do it. I will never be able to do it.
Yeah. No, I don't blame you. I did playing a little bit more Psychonauts, but I don't think I'm going to go in and clean up that game. It's just too much. It's so much collecting.
There's a lot, man.
Yeah. I think I'm good with that. I definitely think that game is going to be on my top 10 for sure this year. It's, man, what a game. But yeah, that is pretty much it for me.
Nice. So I want to kind of briefly talk about A Plague Tale. So this is a game that I was interested in because you played it and you gave some glowing recommendations.
Yes.
And I also want to give another shout out to another podcast called Play Along Podcasts.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a book club for gaming. Well, they'll play through a couple chapters of a game each episode. Yeah. And they just started playing Plague Tale a few weeks ago, and so I'm not through chapter 4 yet, so I can't watch the first episode of their podcast yet, but I do want to keep going through Plague Tale and kind of listen to the podcast while
you're playing it.
Yeah.
That's cool. There's a podcast I used to listen, or I still do, but they're called Rebel FM, but they used to do probably about 5 or 6 years ago. They don't do it anymore, but they call it like the Games Club. And they do the same exact thing. They say, okay, we're playing chapters, blah, 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 or up until this point. And then like, it was cool because you could kind of play along with them. So yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
It's a great
idea.
Yeah. But yeah, Plague Tale, man. It's kind of a weird game because like it starts out with just stealth mechanics, and where is it set? It's set in France.
It's set
during
in
the 100 Years War.
During the 100 Years War. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, and it's you and your little brother, and there's a plague, and there's like the French Inquisition is happening essentially.
Right. Yep.
And you're trying to escape from that while also escaping from the effects of the plague. So like it starts off primarily as like a stealth game.
Well, isn't it it's British shoulders, right?
I think so.
Because it's like a I'm not super into like religion or anything, but like the Catholic one of the Catholic priests, that's like kind of their thing, right? They come down, something like that, maybe. Can't quite remember.
Yeah, they were invaded by the English army.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, like the first 2 chapters are primarily stealth, and it's kind of like a running simulator almost, where you're like running away from all these set pieces and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, like I'm at a point in my gaming career where like that stuff doesn't stress me out anymore, like it would for like a new gamer, because like you can see like you can see the gears turning.
Yeah, you can see the gears turning, and if you stop, like nothing really happens.
And you see like you can see the path where to go and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was really cool. Like that opening, the kind of like that opening hour is really cool and kind of gives a lot of intrigue into what's actually going on.
Yeah.
And then you you get to the workbench and it's like, okay, this is a crafting game.
That's exactly what I said. Like I played like the first hour and I was like, I'm really into like this just being like a nice third person, like, just kind of, silently walking, trying to sneak around. Like I don't necessarily miss the fact there's no crafting. And then like right after that, like full on crafting, which is cool. Like I loved it by the end of the game. Like it was a great addition, but it was just funny. I mentioned that before. And then, like right after the podcast, I was like, I'm gonna play more. And it was like, oh, there's a workbench. Oh, cool.
It's like, it doesn't feel shoehorned in, but it's just funny how quickly it changes. Like you fight that guy at the beginning.
Yeah.
Or you end up like killing that first guy and then you fight the armored guy and it's kind of like a puzzle on how to kill him. And then that's when you get to the workbench.
Yeah.
And then you're like collecting stuff from then on out.
Yeah.
It's like
I will say word of advice for any new listeners that are going to play this game. And for you, Nick, focus on the bag. Making sure you want to focus on making sure you can hold as much crafting material as possible.
Okay.
Because like for me, I think I played it right for the most part. Like I was leaving a lot of stuff behind. Because I wasn't crafting that much like during the world, because I was trying to save as much material to upgrade at the bench. Because there was probably about 7 or 8 benches that I went to that I didn't have enough material to do anything with. But I would say definitely focus on like the slingshot itself. And being able to upgrade that, because you're going to need that towards the end of the game when you start fighting more and more kind of enemies. But yeah, I would say focus on that.
Gotcha. And yeah, the game does have combat. You have a slingshot as your main weapon, and you're upgrading that and kind of like upgrading your inventory space as well. But like I haven't gotten super far. Like I haven't really fought any more enemies. It's just been a lot of sneaking. And then I got to the portion with, the rats. I mean, there are rats in the picture, like in the promotional art. So I got to the part with the rats and like that whole sequence, and that was really cool, man.
Have you gotten to the farm yet? Or are you still like in that church area?
I think I got to the farm and then I turned it off.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
that part is really great.
Okay.
I mean, the whole game's great, but yeah, when you first come across those rats, man, it's pretty intense.
There's so many on the screen.
There's so many, and it like I don't like. For me, like the frame rate really never dropped except for the cutscenes, which is super weird, which is fine. Like it's all about gameplay for me. So yeah, I thought, I don't know how this would run like on a base Xbox, but like Series X, I mean, it was pretty much flawless from what I could see.
There's also a cloud version for the Switch. If you
really, I did. Oh, there is. I forgot about that.
For $40.
I give it Game Pass, man. It's free.
Just do Game Pass if you have.
But I would definitely say like I can't speak for the cloud version of the Switch, but I mean I would have paid $40 for this game. But nice. I mean I played it for free, so it's like it's hard to say. It's
hard to quantify.
Yeah, it's hard to quantify that measurement between hours and whatever. But I would say if you have the means to pick it up or a Game Pass or whatever it is, please pick it up, because it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I can't wait to play some more. But I've also been playing, and this was kind of wasn't on my radar until very recently. But there's a game called Eastward. Sorry. So it's developed by Pixpill and published by Chucklefish.
Okay.
And Chucklefish, they're a pretty reputable publisher, but it's a game that's kind of in the vein of like an Earthbound style game, except it's not turn-based combat. It's like I guess like live action combat.
Okay.
but it's like a pixel art game, and the premise of the game is, there's kind of been like an apocalypse above ground, and everyone's living below the surface now. So you're playing as a guy named John, and he's a silent protagonist. And I guess years ago he rescued this girl, Sam, and she had claimed that she was from the surface. So like the whole like beginning hours of the game is like everyone telling you that the surface is, toxic, and the air is poison and stuff. And Sam's like, oh, I've seen it. I've seen the world. I've seen it. Blue skies and green grass. And like everyone's telling you that, it's kind of all gone to hell out there. So it's kind of like that it's kind of like a classic beginning to a game like that.
Yeah.
I'm really liking it so far. There is, I like the combat. I think all the animations and the art style is really, really well done. And I'm really digging the combat. You play as John mostly, but you're holding like a frying pan and you use that for combat essentially. And then you have bombs, and then you can switch off playing as Sam, and she has like psi powers, like psi abilities. And you can seamlessly switch off between them. And there are kind of puzzles built around that where sometimes you're like split up in a room and you have to, use their abilities to your advantage to get through. The only downside to this game, and this is just my personal preference, but there is a lot of dialogue, and there's not an option to skip through dialogue.
Okay.
So like, it's just so much exposition going on at once. And I had one crash, and it was right after like a pretty heavy cutscene or a pretty long cutscene. And then, I booted up the game and it didn't save. So I had to play through that entire cutscene again. And it kind of turned me off from it a little bit, but I do recommend this game. I think it's a long game. I think it's like 25, 30 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, if you're up for something like that, I would give it a go.
Yeah, that's what kind of turned me off from like Octopath Traveler. Just like it was a lot of dialogue.
It is, yeah. Oh my god, Octopath is so much dialogue.
Yeah, like I love the game, like I love the gameplay and all that stuff, but yeah, just I'm like I like story based games. That's my favorite kind of stuff. But yeah, just it's a lot of reading, And
I think my preference for like indie games and for like pixel art based games is to keep the dialogue at a minimum.
Yeah.
And that's just my preference. Like I like to hear the voice acting, and a lot of indie games just have text.
Right.
And it's just hard to convey emotion through that, and that's why it gets lost on me a little bit.
Yeah.
But like I feel like there are a lot of indie games that tell a really good story but don't have a lot of dialogue. Like Celeste is one game that told a phenomenal story, but it was 95% gameplay.
Yep. Celeste was fantastic.
Yeah. I'm gonna go through and replay that again. See if I can like speed run it or something. Do you prefer games with audio logs and text you have to read? Ooh.
I loved audio logs. I think, I was just about to say like BioShock and like Dead Space. They did such a good job of like world building with those audio logs and the diaries you were finding throughout those worlds, like and then also like, and you could play them in the background, so you could continue the story, continue like going through the environment while listening to it. I definitely prefer that stuff over text, but if the game is intriguing, I will sit down and read, but it's hard for me sometimes.
I feel like it only meshes well when you can play it in the backgrounds while you're still continuing gameplay.
Yeah.
I think like you said, BioShock did a really good job of that. I don't think Evil Within 2 did a great job with it. I think there was a lot of, maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but I remember there being a lot of like heavy text logs. And like at a certain point, I just didn't read them.
Yeah, it's like and like
it's like, when's the cutoff point? Like what's going to make you stop reading?
Yeah, I could only really read so much, even in games that I love the lore. Like it's hard for me to. You know, and especially in games like Dark Souls, where like the story is kind of told through items, right?
Yeah.
So it's hard to like convey that to me. I would prefer just and that's why I love podcasts so much, because you can just do stuff while you're listening, and games where you could continue going through the environment or something while listening to the really cool stories that they have to tell. There's a lot of like, you know, mini kind of stories, and you like in Dead Space or Bioshock, you would come across like a dead body or like a room, and you know, I think it's really cool that like rooms can tell a story, and you kind of know what happened. Like I think The Last of Us does a really good job of that, of going into a room and you can kind of grasp a story without needing anything else. But they do sometimes have like notes and stuff that are left behind, and those are okay because I feel like those aren't super long, right? They're just a couple sentences, or whatever it is. But yeah, in games where there's like text, like so much text,
I don't like.
It's hard for me to really latch on to that kind of stuff.
I don't like if you're in a lab in a game and there's a bunch of lab entries, or like patient X.
Prey did that a lot.
Reaction. Prey did that a ton.
Yeah,
and I was like, and to be honest, like Prey was pretty interesting.
It was.
At a certain point, I was like, man, I don't care about patient.
Yeah, you sort of check out. You may start like, because you want to know, you want to know what's going on. It's a mystery, but like towards the end, you're like, man, I want to finish this, or I want to keep playing, or whatever it is. But yeah, it's hard to. It's easier for me to want to collect all the audio logs in the games versus trying to get all the text stuff, because like I'm just probably not going to read them at the end of the day.
Didn't Resident Evil Village have a lot of logs that you can collect?
I think it did, but they were very quick though too. Like they were just maybe a couple sentences. I got them all. Yeah, I did too. I mean, they were like a couple sentences. Like they were nothing crazy, but yeah, like you mentioned, like Fallout and stuff, where you find these long like paragraphs and paragraphs of just, like, I'm not reading that. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like I appreciate you put that stuff in the game. And somebody will super enjoy that, but reading it. It's not for me.
Yeah, give me like 2 sentences.
Yeah, 2 sentences a max, and then throw me an audio log in here or there. Like that's what I need.
So, Eastward has a lot of dialogue, but it's kind of like a Zelda game. It's got some puzzles and stuff, so I would recommend it if you like games like that. So, yeah, that's Eastward. I did jump into Crosscode a little bit.
Okay.
Because I'm very close to the end of that game. But there's a point where you do like 3 dungeons in a row, and those dungeons are long and hard. I mean, there's like I had to turn down the difficulty. Like there was like a slider. Yeah. And I turned it down by like 50%. And then I even turned down like the puzzle speed by like 25%. Because like you do a lot with like projectiles and like having to line those up and time them out. And I was like, man, this is too hard. So I jumped in a little bit. I think I'm on the last dungeon, and then I'll be done. It's a really great game, but I mean, it's just a little long in the tooth.
Yeah.
I
like when games kind of just wrap. They don't feel like they overstayed their welcome. Mm-hmm. That can really turn me off to a game, or kind of like, if I'm that far into the game, I'm probably going to finish it, but that can kind of like damper the experience if it's just kind of too long,
Yeah.
But Plague's Tale, just right.
Perfect length.
It's a little 10 hours, Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, it's great. Has Alicia watched you play?
No. I just played it one night and she was gone, or she was out that night. So
okay.
Yeah, I'm sure she'd like it though.
Yeah, I feel like it's a very cool game to just watch too.
What's okay? Sorry, I'm about to derail us a little bit. So I think I like playing like longer games that don't have a lot of dialogue. Like a Dark Souls game I can play for 40 hours and it feels like 10. Whereas a game like Crosscode or a game like Eastward, it's going to feel like the full 30 hours.
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah, like that's why yeah, exactly. Like I feel like I over the years have kind of moved away from like, especially like JRPGs where they're just super text heavy. Like, Final Fantasy, they it's all voice acting now, so like that's kind of fine. Mm-hmm. Nick, can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. But yeah, like Final Fantasy now, like it's all voice acting now, so that's fine. But yeah, just like there's stuff like
Dragon Quest
and Bravely Default and all that kind of stuff. Like
I really have to make sure I want that game.
Yeah, and
because I know I'm gonna fall off of it.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like if I had more time to play games like that, like maybe if I was younger and I was still, in a car, parents are driving us to Florida, like that's the perfect game for that kind of situation. But like nowadays, like, I'm constantly like, someone will need something and I've got to step away for a second. Like, I just feel like I would lose what's going on a lot faster than I will with something that's being voice acted. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
I think like the first hour of a game is way more important now than it was, 10 years ago.
For sure.
Because people's attention spans are so much lower now, and there's just so many games to play. And like especially with Game Pass, like if you don't like a game after an hour, chances are you're not gonna see it through any further than that.
Yeah, because you have no obligation. You didn't pay for that game, right? Or full price for that game, I should say.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, and that's for like what I've been. So like, if I don't like a game and I'm in a couple hours in, like I'm just gonna stop playing. I'm not gonna waste my time anymore just because like especially for like Game Pass. Like if I buy it, then yes, I'm gonna play it. But yeah,
games need to have a recap when you start up again. Yeah,
that would be nice.
There are a couple of games that have that, and I can't remember them off the top of my head.
I think Alan Wake actually does it.
Does it?
Yeah, I think so. Which is funny because that's coming out
previously
soon.
On Alan Wake.
Exactly, because it was kind of suited as like a TV show.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
So it was pretty much like that. It would kind of just replay what you played, which was really cool and super helpful. Yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna pick that up for sure. I kind of want to play some more Alan Wake. The game was excellent.
I could replay that.
But yeah, Nick, anything else you want to talk about before we move on to the news?
I think that's it.
Cool. All right, let's jump into the final segment of the show. Nick, you wanna kick it off?
So where are these Kena Bridge of Spirits reviews at? Oh my god! God!
When does this game come out? By the way,
tomorrow, or today, or yesterday, depending on when you're listening to this podcast. But
so 21st for us.
21st, yeah, September 21st.
Okay,
and yeah, there really aren't any reviews out yet. I don't think.
Interesting.
I don't know if they sent out copies late or if they're not sending them at all. But
okay,
it's never a good sign. And the use control engine for the they didn't use the control engine for the Alan Wake remaster.
Well, I don't think it's not a remake necessarily. I think it's just a remaster. So they didn't really do that much.
Okay, it's
not like an RE2 style kind of remake or something like that, or like the new Dead Space remake. So I mean that makes sense. They're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna use a whole brand new engine or whatever. I still need to play Control, by the way.
Yeah,
but
I'd recommend it. Yeah. So Kena, have you seen a lot about this game? It looks really cool. Like it reminds me of Cameo, except not at all like that. But
yeah, I saw it. I remember when they announced it at the State of Play, like way back in February, I think, or whenever that was. Yeah, like as soon as they showed that off, I was pretty intrigued by it.
I mean, it looks good, but after like Cyberpunk, and it's never good to make people wait reviews. And the same thing even happened with No More Heroes 3, where the reviews didn't go live until like midnight of the day it was releasing. And it's like, it's cool.
I mean, this is technically like a budget title game though, right? Like it's $40, right? $40-$50.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I mean, it's not. I mean, and this is coming out on PC and PS4, PS5, or just PS5?
PS4 and PS5.
Okay, so first party, but or I guess PlayStation exclusive. I guess not first party, but I mean, yeah. I think yes, you are correct. Like when games don't send out review codes, like that's not a great sign. I don't think it necessarily always means that the game's like terrible, but that is definitely like a pretty major red flag for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is the case. I mean, if this is like a first party game and there weren't codes sent out, then I think I'd be a little bit more worried, but I don't know. I don't really know. I haven't really been kept up with this game too much other than just the trailers that they've shown and like the state of plays. Like I haven't seen much gameplay.
They haven't shown much of it since they delayed it by a month.
Okay. So like I didn't really have like huge expectations for this game. Like I kind of just based off the trailer, like expected to be like a 7 out of 10 kind of game,
I don't know, man. People are like seeing this as,
but it's also
like
a PlayStation exclusive game, so like people are already going to lose their freaking minds over it too. So
that's kind of what the consensus is. Like this is going to be like, it's going to be that game,
Yeah.
It's going to be that budget game.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I mean,
yeah. Hopefully, I'm hoping it reviews well because like I would be really interested in picking this up.
Yeah.
Once I get my PS5. But
yeah, for the trailer, I liked what I saw. Yeah. So
yeah, it looks good. All right, so another interesting story, but the SEC is now investigating Activision / Blizzard for all of their like accusations and lawsuits and stuff that are coming out. I thought I had the story up on my phone, but I don't. So yeah, so the SEC, they're kind of subpoenaing like the CEO and CFO and just trying to get as much documentation and evidence as possible. And it's questionable whether Activision and Blizzard are busy shredding documents right now or not. But
yeah, that's Jesus Christ. Oh my gosh.
But I would not be surprised if a lot of evidence kind of disappeared.
Yeah,
because it sounds pretty shitty. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know, man. It just sounds bad. Like I don't see how they're going to come back from it. And with Diablo 2 Resurrected, that's the first game that's come out from Blizzard and maybe even Activision since all this stuff came out. So I'm hoping, I feel bad for the developers who are actually doing their best, but I'm hoping this game flops. And
yeah, I mean they got paid either way. They're not getting they're not getting commission for sales, but
thanks for jumping on.
Yeah, man, appreciate it. But yeah, I do too. I am just I mean, I don't want it to flop too, especially because it's more of the, I don't know, like it's kind of a dual kind of ownership, I guess. Activision, Blizzard, like who's technically on top? Is it Activision? Is like,
I think it's Activision.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
and like
you wanna separate it, right? Because like Activision's got Call of Duty and they've got the Spyro remaster that was fantastic, and Tony Hawk, and like they had a lot of like these great franchises coming back, and now they've been hit with all this stuff, and rightfully so. Like they absolutely deserve it. And I'm so glad that it's come up, and people are, and the state of California, and then everybody's getting involved and trying to investigate it. Like please, and the video game industry is also so secretive, just on all their games, and I understand it, and also. But there's that bro culture for a lot of these companies, and I really hope that, it opens their eyes for a lot of other companies that are saying, hey, maybe we got a few bad eggs in our company that we need to let go. Ubisoft has been under investigation for a couple of years now, and they've been kind of real weird and quiet about that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
I mean, they're based in France or whatever, so it's hard to
regulate, I guess.
Yeah, it's hard to regulate. I mean, I don't know the exact regulations that go on there and how they work, but yeah, for right now, I mean, until they start coming out and making some serious changes, like I'm good on anything Activision and anything Blizzard.
Blizzard especially so, because I feel like and I tweeted about this the other day, but I feel like Blizzard's kind of a trash developer to begin with.
Yeah.
Like, what have they done in the past 5 years? They did Overwatch, and then that's really it. I mean, they're making Overwatch 2, which is just Overwatch 1 with more maps. And,
yeah.
They have like Hearthstone and stuff, but like, they don't have anything, man. Like they're Blizzard is a washed up developer.
I mean, there's been people saying that for years anyways, that most of the heads, most of the original creators of Blizzard have gone. People still stand by like WoW, of course, but I mean, yeah, I'm good. I'm really good. Like Call of Duty, I've checked out for years now. So like just seeing Vanguard, like it just looks like another generic Call of Duty. So I'm just like, dude, I hope it bombs. I really do. I really hope a lot of gamers back these allegations and facts, right, at this point,
right?
That they use their wallet and really
just don't buy Call of Duty this year.
Yeah, just don't buy Call of Duty. It's okay.
Just play Warzone or something instead,
or just not play Warzone,
or don't play Warzone.
Yeah, I still see a lot of big streamers playing Warzone. I'm like, and that's fine. It's their livelihood. Like that's where they get their views. So it's like you can't fault them for that. But for me personally, I don't want to give you more money to that company just because they need to change things fast, right? So
yeah, it's tough. So hopefully something comes out of these SEC investigations, and Activision, Blizzard, they're forced to take action and make corrections other than PR statements, right? Like we're internally changing the way we think about our culture, and it's like, shut up.
Your culture, you've known about your culture for years.
Yeah,
you've done nothing because you didn't have to do anything. Oh yeah, oh my god, just all the stuff like the I don't even want to get into it anymore, but it's all that stuff just sounds so rotten. So the rot within the company.
Did you read about the Cosby room? The
Cosby room, yeah, and like all the people like going under people's like cubicles and desks and stuff. Like, what are you?
Just a bunch of losers.
Like, I'm all for like, you want to have a beer at the end of like a work week with your coworkers or whatever at work, once you're done working. Like but Jesus, man, like what? It's too much. Like, and make people just feel like godly uncomfortable, and they, they're in their dream job. Like, this is what they wanted to do, and they get into that dream job. Specifically talking about, women. They get into what they want to do, and then they're just being constantly harassed, and they can't do anything because nobody's helping them. And PR and like HR is garbage. Like, just so much rot within that company. It sounds like.
And I feel like this exists way more than just at Blizzard and Activision.
Oh, of course, yeah. I mean, there's
everywhere.
It's everywhere. It's not exclusive to the game industry, that bro culture or whatever. But it's just always sad to hear that this beloved developer is like this. But I mean, also I'm not really that surprised either. So I mean, they're beloved, right? I mean,
they used to be.
I think so too. I think they used to be for sure. Nowadays,
yeah,
I don't get excited about anything Blizzard. But
Harrison, I got some good news for you. What if I told you that you could wirelessly connect your headphones to the Nintendo Switch?
So they put out so is this coming with the OLED model? Is this exclusive to that? Is that why it's $50 extra dollars?
Mm-mm.
So wait, what are you saying?
I'm saying that they pressed the Bluetooth button on their servers.
Was it here the whole time?
It was here the whole time. No, I think the reason is there is like a bit of latency with the Bluetooth.
I did hear about that. Yeah.
And it does cause it can cause some lag if you have too many Joy-Cons running loose at one time while you have Bluetooth headphones connected. So
I get that. But so like right now, for years, I could wirelessly Bluetooth my Xbox controller to my Xbox and then have Bluetooth on my headphones. I didn't hear any issues.
Well, what if I told you the Xbox is built different?
Huh? Is it though? I mean, of course it is, but it's weird because like right now, like if you want to do Bluetooth at all, like you're limited to 2 controllers, and that they include each Joy-Con a separate controller. I don't know a world where I would want to play. I would want to have headphones on while playing with 3 other people.
Oh yeah.
What world do you exist? You know, like it's such a Nintendo thing for them to come out 4 years later and like just like
fine.
You can have Bluetooth, right? And I think it's probably because of the OLED's coming out. They just want to get that out there.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be better on the OLED. But
but it's got enhanced audio. But
that's true.
I don't understand why it just wasn't there in the first place.
Dude, none of it makes sense. None of it makes sense.
I mean, I've only ever played like the Switch or like, I mean, especially in handheld, like on docked mode, or not docked, but like kickstand mode, if you want to call it. I've only ever played with one other person. So like,
wait, is your argument that why didn't they let us have this earlier? Because no one is realistically going to have that many Joy-Cons attached at one time.
Exactly. No, like there's not going to be that many people at like this rooftop party that they keep thinking is going to happen with this thing. You know, not saying that's right. Could never happen, but like I just don't. And then in that world, out of those 4 people, they're like, "Man, I really want to hear this on my headphones." Like, no, you don't. So like, why did they just give us this option? It's weird, and it's a Nintendo thing, and I'm not mad about it because like I've never really been like I bust out my
needed Bluetooth.
I never needed it necessarily, and I've always just used my like headphones if I need it, right? It's just weird. They just give us this excuse that the latency is different. Of course it is. Of course it's gonna be a little rough.
Yeah,
but
like why not just allow this on the OLED? That way, no one would be not be upset, but like, or just build it into the OLED instead, and build it out so it doesn't have a lot of latency. You know?
Yeah, I just don't think if you're sitting there by yourself in a handheld mode or docked, and you're using a Bluetooth headphone, I don't think you're going to notice the latency. I haven't tried it yet, so I don't know. But
I think it's pretty bad.
You think it's that bad?
I think you'll notice.
Okay. Maybe I will. Maybe I should try it out. Maybe I should stop speculating.
But the thing is, like,
right, but like, I just.
But at the same time, you have these like heavily requested features, like Bluetooth
or voice chat
or voice chat.
They want to protect us. The latency is so bad. Maybe make a better system. I don't know.
The thing is, like, even if you like have perfect Bluetooth, not a lot of people are going to use it. At least I don't think. I think people just want it just so they have the option. But like a lot of people realistically won't use.
I mean, I guess for a lot of people that do flights and stuff like that, like would maybe want that over like their wired earphones. Like they want to have like their nice Bose headphones or whatever headphones you have. They maybe have wanted to use on the Switch. Give people the option. If they want crappy latency, then give it to them. It's just you think, and you also think they would like release this or like add this feature, I guess, when like the light came out, because I feel like that's when more people would use it.
Yeah.
So and I guess because the OLED, the whole purpose is it's an OLED screen, right? It's a more more people are going to want to try handheld. So I don't know. It's weird. It's. I understand the timing of it. It makes perfect sense, but also like 4 years. It took 4 years to just give people the option.
This is the big feature you bring out this year. Yeah. Is the Bluetooth.
But also in that update, I think it was like some. I don't know if it was data mine or what, but like the OLED dock can be firmware updated as well. So like people don't know what that entails. There's just, they know it's a thing. So who knows what kind of updates they can bring to the dock? Who knows? I don't know.
Could make the LAN port even better, I guess.
Maybe.
Yeah. Are you going to use that LAN port?
I do. I'm probably going to do a couple a video like downloading the same game one on Wi-Fi, one on LAN, and see how much better it is.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I got some. I'll probably do like an unboxing too. I'm excited, man. It's not that exciting in the grand scheme of things because it's just not like that much different. It's not the Pro that we wanted, right? But yeah, I'm still excited.
It's like in the DS Lite, the DSi.
Yeah,
it's not much, but
it's something.
But it's still really exciting.
Yeah, it's a new fresh
and there's the console. Additional excitement of Metroid Dread launching with the system.
Yes, I'm super excited for that game.
Have you thought about going back and playing Super Metroid or? Well, you said you looked at Samus Returns, right?
I did.
Still $40.
Yeah, it was still $40 in the eShop, and I'm probably not going to go anywhere else to get it. So I'm probably just going to jump in fresh. I've never really played a Metroid game before, so and I love Metroidvania, so I know I'll love it. So which is funny, but I'm excited, man. I'm really excited for Dread.
Yeah, me too. It's coming in a little over 2 weeks. So
over 2 weeks.
Soon.
Yep. We had a couple of delays here. Battlefield got delayed from October 22nd to November 19th. So about a little less than a month, a little less than a month delay. So they just needed extra time.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
so definitely
fine.
Makes sense. And then Dying Light got delayed from December to February. So another. I know a lot of people are excited from that game. I am too. The trailer and gameplay videos look absolutely fantastic. But yeah, I mean, I'm good for delay. Man, next year, like the first 4 months is gonna be so stacked with games.
Great. I want to go back and play the DLC for Dying Light.
Yeah, I never did play that. The Following.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did pick it up not too long ago and played just a couple minutes of it. And just kind of ran around the world. But didn't play.
Played
too
great,
much.
Man.
It
fun. Was such a fun game. Great co-op game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
super fun. But yeah, just a couple delays to kind of end off the news week. Nothing crazy happened.
It's kind of slowing down. I feel like.
Yeah, it's slow. I think it's slowing down. Everyone's, got their, maybe we'll get something from Nintendo, but everybody else is pretty much got their lineup for the year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Xbox does anything else. I mean, I know we got Halo coming up in Forza. I don't think they'll probably do anything else until Game Awards, right? I mean,
no,
nothing else until really Game Awards. But yeah, super excited for Game Awards. We'll definitely have to stream that for sure.
Do another drinking stream.
Yeah, that was fun. It's fun. But yeah, that is going to wrap up the show this week, guys. Appreciate everyone that tuned in and has been downloading, of course. If you wouldn't mind, if you could leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. I think that's the only place you can really leave reviews nowadays. But if you could do so, that would be awesome. That definitely helps us out. Gets the buzz.
Good word.
Yeah, the good word. Nick, where can they follow us on the old Twitter?
They can follow us at Gaming WT Bros. I'm often on there tweeting about my Walmart woes and gaming news as it comes out and stuff. So yeah. Check us out on there. Yeah, and we'll give you updates on the podcast and stuff from there as well. So
yeah, exactly. We'll probably have a Dread giveaway coming up here soon.
I guess we need to.
We got to figure that out. And then we got an episode 100 right around the corner, man. So
let's plan to start that giveaway next week.
Next week, okay. Yeah, we'll think about how we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
We'll have our ideas spinning around and figure that out. But just be on that Twitter. Follow us on Twitter, and we'll Twitter, man. Give away a lot of stuff. So look forward to that. But you can also follow us on Twitch at Gaming with the Broscast. We stream on there every Monday at 8:30 Eastern time. So give us a follow, and if you want to check in live and chat with us, that'll be awesome. But other than that, Nick, any final thoughts?
Hope everyone has a great and prosperous week, and good luck to anybody who's trying to get either the Series X, the Series S, PlayStation 5, disc or digital, Switch OLED, a Nokia, anything that you could possibly want. I hope it comes your way this week.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Later, guys.
Bye-bye.